Ladies and gentlemen, our nation's B-21 Raider. Please welcome Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, United States Navy Admiral Christopher Grady.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is an incredible honor to be with you tonight as the world's greatest bomber force takes the next bold steps into the future. What was once a nascent force with munitions thrown by hand from an open cockpit in World War I to a 1,500 aircraft armada launched for a single raid in World War II, America's bomber fleet is the globe's premier airborne extended deterrent. Distinguished by a legacy of innovation that has given us stealth technology, precision strike and standoff weapons, and operational agility necessary for anything that the Joint Force requires, our Air Force's bomber fleet will continue to provide airborne and air power supremacy with the B-21 Raider as the backbone of the fleet. Our long-range bombers provide the United States and our allies with effects at range and at lethality unmatched anywhere, including their ability to penetrate and to manipulate the battlefield to our advantage, their ability to remain unseen, and their ability to integrate with our allies and partners and to deliver on our commitment to provide flexible deterrent and strike options. And of course, our ability to provide airborne deterrence is made possible by the silent professionals, the airmen of the Joint Force who operate and maintain this fleet. And along with our essential partners in the industrial base, we are finding opportunities for collaboration and innovation every step of the way. These dedicated men and women, in uniform or not, stand watch on freedom's frontier during these pivotal, challenging times. The credibility of our joint force depends on our ability to operate at the time and place of our choosing, to field long-range sensors and weapons, and to achieve effects in the most contested environments. The B-21 unveiled here is part of this credible joint force that will uphold the rules-based international order for the United States and all of our allies and partners for future generations. It will operate in tomorrow's high-end threat environment, and it will enable America to outmaneuver, to outpace, and to outmatch our adversaries. It will deter aggression, and if called upon, the B-21 and the men and women who fly her will be resolute, ready, and lethal on arrival to prevail in conflict. And so the B-21 Raider, in concert with the Joint Forces concepts, will be poised to deliver and to deter our adversaries and ensure America's decisive edge. And now, it is my honor to introduce our Secretary of Defense. He is a man of immense wisdom and incredible character, and he leads with honor, integrity, and compassion. We are fortunate to have him at the helm during this critical time in our world's history, and his leadership has been and will be pivotal as this nation, our allies and partners, and the world address complex and persistent security challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, the 28th Secretary of Defense, the Honorable Lloyd Austin III.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's great to be here on this proud day for the United States Air Force and for our country. Thanks, Admiral Grady, for that kind introduction, and thanks for your leadership of our joint force. And Kathy, congratulations to the whole team at Northrop Grumman for getting this big job done. And let me also thank the members of Congress from both sides of the aisle for joining us and for supporting the investments that make the United States the best fighting force in the world. I also want to take a moment to honor former Secretary of Defense Ash Carter, who we lost far too soon. Now, Secretary Carter knew that the complex security threats of our changing world demanded new thinking and new capabilities. So he helped start development on this new bomber. And we're grateful for his leadership and his legacy. And I want to recognize everyone who worked on this aircraft for the past 7 years. Despite the long hours, despite the pandemic, day after day, you showed up with determination and drive. So let's give the entire workforce a round of applause. By the way, on the way in, I noted that there were some pretty good airmen in the crowd tonight, too. It's great to see you all. Now, this Air Force bomber has been in development for 7 years, but its roots go back much further than that. 80 years ago, on a cold and rainy April morning, 4 months after Pearl Harbor, 16 U.S. Army bomber planes took off from an aircraft carrier in the Pacific. And then Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle embarked on a daring mission. At high cost, he and his team of aviators flew more than 650 miles to strike distant enemy targets. And the Doolittle Raiders, as they came to be known, showed the strength and the reach of American air power. You know, we have many family members of those brave pilots and crew members here with us today. So thank you all for joining us, and let's give them a round of applause. The audacity of the Doolittle Raiders has inspired generations of American aviators. And it's fitting that the next chapter in American air power is named in their honor. The B-21 Raider is the first strategic bomber in more than 3 decades. It is a testament to America's enduring advantages in ingenuity and innovation. And it's proof of the department's long-term commitment to building advanced capabilities that will fortify America's ability to deter aggression today and into the future. Now, strengthening and sustaining U.S. deterrence is at the heart of our national defense strategy. And so is our uniquely American spirit of innovation and invention. And if you want to see that strategy in action, if you want to see America's enduring advantages in action, if you want to see integrated deterrence in action, well, just look at this aircraft. You know, the B-21 looks imposing. But what's under the frame and the space-age coatings is even more impressive. Let's talk about the B-21's range. No other long-range bomber can match its efficiency. It won't need to be based in theater. It won't need logistical support to hold any target at risk. Let's talk about the B-21 stealth. 50 years of advances in low observable technology have gone into this aircraft. And even the most sophisticated air defense systems will struggle to detect a B-21 in the sky. Let's talk about the B-21's durability. You know, we really don't have a capability unless we can maintain it. And the B-21 is carefully designed to be the most maintainable bomber ever built. And let's talk about what the B-21 can deliver. The Raider is designed to deliver both conventional and nuclear munitions with formidable precision. So like generations of bombers before it, the B-21 will be able to support joint and coalition forces across the full spectrum of operations. And the Raider was built with an open system architecture, which makes it highly adaptable. So as the United States continues to innovate, this bomber will be able to defend our country with new weapons that haven't even been invented yet. And the B-21 is multifunctional. It can handle anything from gathering intel to battle management to integrating with our allies and partners. And it will work seamlessly across domains and theaters and across the joint force. And so that makes it vital to our mission to defend America and to deter aggression. And the B-21's edge will last for decades to come. America's defense will always be rooted in deterring conflict. So we are again making it plain to any potential foe. The risk and the cost of aggression far outweigh any conceivable gains. Now, we could spend all night marveling at this tremendous aircraft. But I want everyone to know and understand how it came together. The B-21 is a result of deep teamwork at this plant. Our Air Force pilots, maintainers, and DoD civilians have worked shoulder to shoulder with their industry counterparts. In fact, they've been on the production line here at Palmdale to assist. So the B-21 is a testament to the best of America's vibrant and diverse industrial base. You know, it's this sort of advance that makes us great, and this sort of advance doesn't just happen. It takes investment, it takes cooperation, and it takes partnership. The department is going to continue to invest in tech. We're going to bring new companies into our supplier base, and we're going to keep honing our acquisitions process to get the right capabilities before we need them. That's not always easy, but it's always vital. This bomber was built on a foundation of strong bipartisan support in Congress. Because of that support, we will soon fly this aircraft, test it, and then move it into production. And we will build the bomber force in numbers suited to the strategic environment ahead. And finally, this aircraft was possible because of American innovation. Now, that's something deep in the American spirit. We're driven to keep pushing the limits. We're powered by the boldness of open minds and the confidence of an open society. And that's a strategic advantage that no competitor can match. Ladies and gentlemen, this is deterrence the American way. It's driven by some of America's great strengths, by the openness of our democracy, by partnerships with free enterprise that can deliver unmatched innovation, and by the outstanding men and women in uniform who freely dedicate their lives to keeping our country safe. You know, back in 1985, at a ceremony at the White House, President Reagan pinned a 4th star on General Doolittle's uniform. The president recalled the bravery of the Doolittle Raiders. And he said that at a time of great challenge, they had, quote, revitalized America's fighting spirit. And just a few years after that ceremony, the United States unveiled the B-2 Spirit right here at this site. And the B-2 reminded the world of what American innovation and air power could do. And today, we continue that evolution in our deterrence with the first bomber of the 21st century. This isn't just another airplane. It's not just another acquisition. It is a symbol and a source of the fighting spirit that President Reagan spoke of. It's the embodiment of America's determination to defend the republic that we all love. And it's a testament to our strategy of deterrence with the capabilities to back it up. Every time and everywhere. That's what America does. And here at Palmdale, you have done it once again. So thanks, everyone, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
Please welcome back to the stage, Kathy Warden.
Thank you, Secretary Austin. We appreciate your service, your leadership, and your vision. And thank you so much for those incredibly powerful words. On behalf of the entire Northrop Grumman team and our Air Force and industry partners, thank you all for joining us tonight. We look forward to the next steps in this program as we move into robust ground testing and toward first flight. Before we end our time together, I'd like to ask everyone to please stand, turn around, and join me in another round of applause for the outstanding B-21 team. This rollout signifies great progress, and we won't rest until we deliver these awesome aircraft to the United States Air Force. The next time you see this plane, it'll be in the air. Now, let's put this plane to bed.
Thank you to everyone for sharing in this historic event. Please remain seated while the official delegation departs. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending the B-21 Unveiling. Please follow ushers and security instructions to the exit.